Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to another Knicks Media live stream. And today we're going to be talking about the Donovan Mitchell and the New York Knicks trade rumors because they're heating up. There's a lot of stuff to break down regarding the Knicks and their potential interest in a Utah Jazz star, Donovan Mitchell. Now, I made my video last night on my reaction to the report from Tony Jones that the New York Knicks are getting ready to put together a pretty gigantic trade package in order to bring Donovan Mitchell home to the New York Knicks. And then we get a report from ESPN's Brian Windhorst. That is this quote right here. Knicks have 8 tradable first-round picks and a need and a desire for a star player like Donovan Mitchell. Some people believe this is an inevitability. I think we're going to hear a lot about Mitchell and the New York Knicks in the coming days. So, in today's live stream, we're going to be getting into the chat. We're going to be taking some callers. We're going to be talking about the hypothetical scenario of Donovan Mitchell coming to the New York Knicks. Now, there is a reason why I chose this picture to be the graphic as well as the thumbnail. Because I'm seeing a lot of things on Twitter about the New York Knicks might have to give up RJ Barrett to bring in Donovan Mitchell. Now, if you guys know me, you guys know that I absolutely think that would be a mistake of giving up RJ Barrett. The whole reason you trade for a star like Donovan Mitchell is to pair him up with a guy like RJ Barrett. If you trade for Donovan Mitchell and you include RJ, then what are we doing? We're pairing up Donovan Mitchell with not a lot of talent around him. The whole point of gathering these draft picks is to be able to afford acquiring a star without giving up our own big-time player like an RJ Barrett. So it's not like I'm saying it's going to be easy for the Knicks to get to trade for Donovan Mitchell without giving up RJ. But if the Utah Jazz say we want RJ, otherwise we're not giving you Donovan, then I don't think the Knicks should do it, in my opinion. Because I just don't want them to gut the roster, trade all their first-round picks, RJ plus the young talent. I saw some league executives say something like the Knicks have to give up RJ, IQ, Obi, and like 3 first-round picks. No. That's where I draw the line. I'm not desperate to get Donovan to the point where we trade everybody for him. My perspective of Donovan Mitchell is you pair him up with RJ and you run it with Jalen Brunson, Donovan, RJ. If we give up Randall, then he's not there, then Obi and Mitch. That's a starting 5. I mean, let's go. Let's run it with them. We need a closer. We need a star. Leon Rose has done a tremendous job for this Knicks team when he came here as the Knicks president to acquire future picks in order to be able to afford a star on the trade market. So that's really my overall thoughts. And we're going to get into all the reports and all the rumors about this hypothetical scenario of Donovan Mitchell coming to the New York Knicks. If you guys are just tuning into the show, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for your boy. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into the channel. We got 21 likes with 110 of you guys tuning in live. So please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button so we get as many Knicks fans and NBA fans across the world in on the stream so we can talk about and negotiate and debate about Donovan Mitchell potentially coming home to the New York Knicks. And I also want to get your thoughts of potential trade packages that are realistic to bring in Donovan. Because like I said, guys, you got to give up a lot to get Donovan. It's not like we're going to be able to, absolutely lowball the Utah Jazz and they say yes. The Utah Jazz are not actively shopping Donovan Mitchell. That's a big thing that people need to realize about this whole situation. The Utah Jazz are not saying we want to trade Donovan Mitchell right now before the season, or it's not like Donovan Mitchell is telling the Jazz that he wants out. That's not the scenario. What is happening is Utah Jazz are now open to answering the call about Donovan Mitchell, where 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, it was the opposite. Apparently, the Utah Jazz were not interested in even answering the phone, and they wanted to build around him. So that's where everything is getting flipped on the side of the head, where at first it felt like Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz are going to be together. It's going to be like a Lillard situation where they try to build around him. But now the Jazz are definitely open, and then we get another report from Tony Jones, who is a Utah Jazz reporter for The Athletic, saying that the New York Knicks are the team that's going to be able to afford a trade package. Now, if you want to compare some other teams that are going to be interested in Donovan Mitchell, the Miami Heat are a team that keeps coming up. But the Miami Heat, they only have 2 tradable first-round picks, while the New York Knicks, they have 8 tradable first-round picks. Now, I don't want them to give up all 8 of them, but that's a lot of ammo to go out there and trade for a guy like Donovan Mitchell. We also saw a report from an NBA league executive saying that RJ Barrett is more valuable than Tyler Hero. That's not breaking news to me. I already knew that. But guess what? The Knicks are not looking to trade RJ. At least I hope. I think it would be a mistake. So if the Knicks can get creative and get aggressive in order to get Donovan Mitchell here without giving up RJ, then we're going to be a serious contender in the Eastern Conference. Because I know some people are worried, Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell, they're kind of a defensive liability. They're both 6'1". But I think they could play off each other. We need a closer. We need a player that's a star potential in this league that can actually close the door. Because how many times have the New York Knicks last season played good basketball for the first half, first 3 quarters, all the way up until 6 minutes in the fourth, and they just collapse. They don't have somebody to really ice it out. And Donovan Mitchell's that guy. And I feel like RJ has shown that clutch ability multiple times. Against the Lakers last year, he dunked on both Westbrook and AD, and then he hit a 3-pointer in transition to tie the game. Against the Pelicans, he literally put the team on his back in the fourth quarter and hit clutch 3 after clutch basket to lead the Knicks to a victory. He hit a game winner against the Boston Celtics. RJ Barrett has displayed the clutch gene, but we can't just have one player to rely on. We need multiple. Jalen Brunson's definitely going to be a player to help us out as well. He has shown that he can step up when the pressure is up all the way, like in the playoffs last year. So if you add Donovan Mitchell to that dynamic of a Brunson and RJ, I really feel like that is a pretty good squad. Now, the defensive situation is definitely something to worry about, with Jalen Brunson and Donovan. It's not like they're going to be the defensive juggernaut that Tom Thibodeau desperately loves. So, I just want Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks for multiple reasons. Everyone in the chat, let me know right now. Say yes if you want the Knicks to trade for Donovan Mitchell. If not, then say no. Check Ian Begley. What did Ian Begley say? Now you're getting me curious what Ian Begley has to say, because whatever Ian Begley says, you got to listen up. And shout out to everybody tuning in on Twitter as well on the live stream. Hold on, let me find Ian Begley. Apparently he tweeted something. He didn't tweet anything. There's nothing from Ian Begley on Twitter. What are you talking about? All right, so everyone in the chat, we got people saying absolutely. People saying no, emphatically no. Okay. The Knicks are always trading for used up players that we could have drafted. Listen, yes, we could have drafted Donovan Mitchell, but that's in the past. That's a different regime that passed on him. And it's not like Donovan Mitchell's used up. Do not make it seem like Donovan's used up. He is not. He's 25 years old and ascending. Okay, so it's on SNY. People in touch with the Knicks recently said that they have no interest in trading RJ Barrett in any deal. That's what I'm talking about. Bang! Yes. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Yes. All right, I'm going to put that tweet on the graphic because that's what I want to see, bro. Enough of these nonsense of people saying that the New York Knicks are going to have to trade RJ Barrett. They have no interest. RJ's going nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. So enough of this nonsense of the Knicks are going to have to give up RJ. All right? So SNY's Ian Begley reported that the Knicks have no interest in trading for RJ. Here's the graphic, and I'll put it up for you guys so you want to see it for yourself. Albert with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Albert. He says, isn't Brunson basically Mitchell at this point? Nah, I feel like that they're very different type of players. You know, they both have that closing ability. They both are more offensive-minded than defensive-minded. But I feel like they'd complement each other's game well on the offensive side of the ball. So I feel like Jalen Brunson is going to be a very big, impactful player for this Knicks team. But he's no star like Donovan Mitchell. You know, Jalen Brunson can become a star with the Knicks, and I actually think he has the potential to do that. But I don't know. I feel like Brunson and Mitchell with RJ is a pretty good trio, in my opinion. Appreciate the super chat, Albert, though. The donation means a lot. So the Knicks have no interest in trading RJ Barrett, and I'm very, very happy to see this because it's driving me crazy to see all these reports and all these people clowning the Knicks of, oh, they got to give up RJ, oh, RJ's a bum, or RJ's this. Anybody that speaks badly about RJ, I go after them on Twitter now. I'm not holding myself back anymore. So we see, I feel like here, I'm going to put a poll up, actually, because I feel like the live chat's split down the middle of if you guys want to trade for Donovan or not. So we're going to put up a poll so you guys can speak on it right here. Should the Knicks trade for Donovan Mitchell? All right. I just put up a poll. Everyone vote, and we'll see what the chat has to say about if you guys want them to trade for Donovan or not. Albert with another $2 donation. What does RJ deserve? Def not Zion/Morant money, right? I think RJ deserves a contract extension with the Knicks. I don't think he has, earned the max yet because both of those players have an all-star appearance, all-rookie team, which he should have been an all-second rookie team, in my opinion. But he definitely deserves to be extended. Maybe like $170 million instead of the max. But there's no doubt, in my opinion, RJ Barrett deserves to be a player that's extended in a long-term New York Knick. My favorite player in the league. Let's go. 0.5, me too. Spider-Man coming home. Yes, sir. Bring him home, baby. RJ standing, I think he meant staying for sure. But I would like still make a trade for Mitchell. Yeah, me too, man. If Leon Rose can somehow bring in Donovan Mitchell without giving up RJ Barrett, then we build Leon a statue there. I'm just kidding. We're not building him a statue, but you know what I mean? Leon Rose has been getting criticized by Knicks fans, rightfully so, because he hasn't really done anything where you look at this roster and you're like, okay, we can actually win a championship here. It feels like he's kicking the can down the road. He's waiting for a star to come available. Now, guess what, Leon Rose? This is your chance. You have 8 first-round picks at your disposal. This is where you got to be aggressive and go all in, okay? I'm a fan that likes to have a long-term perspective of things. And if the Knicks did not have the capital that they have right now, say they only own their own first-round picks, right? Then I feel like it wouldn't make sense to do it. I would say to stay the course, build through the draft, develop the young players we have, and hopefully the young talent that we have will emerge and then eventually become, a young core and it'll attract free agents. But that's not the case. The Knicks have so much ammunition for this team in terms of draft capital that they can afford getting a player like Donovan Mitchell without giving up a lot. The trade that the Utah Jazz made with Rudy Gobert, if you think about it, instead of the Jazz wanting guys like Anthony Edwards or Cat or any of their big-time players on the Timberwolves, they asked for role players with a lot of draft picks. It was like 4 or 5 first-rounders, a bunch of role players. So if the Knicks want to package like 5 or 6 first-round picks and then include Fournier, Reddish, and Grimes or something like that, or I would prefer not to give up on IQ, You guys know me. I'm big Emmanuel Quickly guy as well as Obi Toppin. In a perfect world, I want to keep Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickly, and RJ Barrett. But at the same time, that's not realistic because if you want to get a great player, you got to trade some good players. And that's what people need to realize. And that's what I'm trying to realize as well is it's not realistic to believe that the Knicks are going to be able to get Donovan Mitchell without sending off some of these players that we have grown to love on this roster. But RJ Barrett, I think, is the only untouchable. Albert with another $5 donation. Thank you so much, man. It means a lot to the channel. RJ, Randall, Brunson, Mitchell does not even put us in top 4 in the East. Bucks, Heat, Sixers, Celtics, all better. Albert, I appreciate the donation. The one thing I'll say about this is what do you think of this lineup? Elfrid Payton, RJ Barrett, Reggie Bullock, Julius Randle, Nerlens Noel. That starting 5 went to the playoffs as the 4th seed. Now, I know that's an anomaly. I know that the Knicks overachieved, but it really comes down to how they gel as a squad rather than the talent on paper, in my opinion. The Knicks 2 years ago were the 4th seed with Elfrid Payton at the 1. I mean, the Knicks on paper right now are way better than what they were 2 years ago. It's just a matter of if they can actually gel together as a squad and buy into Tom Thibodeau's system. Because I know a lot of people are sick of Tom Thibodeau and they don't want him as their head coach, but you cannot forget what that man did with this Knicks franchise in his first season here. He took a team on paper that looks bad into a 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. And yes, they did not play well in the playoffs. We all know that. And yes, Tom Thibodeau as a head coach last year regressed. And he was playing the veterans over the young guys. And Knicks fans have every single right to be upset with Tibbs from last year. But please do not forget about what this Knicks team did 2 seasons ago with head coach Tom Thibodeau. It was him. It was the system. It was the players buying in. It was obviously Julius Randle being an all-star that had a lot to do with it. Him shooting 40% from the field, putting up 24, 10, and 5 numbers that no one's ever done since Larry Bird. But Tom Thibodeau won Coach of the Year for a reason. This man is no scrub of a coach. He might be a stubborn coach that's stuck in his ways and he needs to start evolving as a more modern day. But what I'm trying to say is don't cap this team yet. Don't look at the roster and think that we can't be this because what the Knicks displayed 2 seasons ago was pretty ridiculous. I'm not saying it's going to happen again. Not saying we're going to be a top 4 seed because you're right, Albert. The Bucks, the Heat, the Sixers, the Celtics, they're obviously all better teams right now. But the Knicks have to make sure that they get aggressive and they bring in a star right now. Because on paper, if you look at the starting lineup, potentially, say Grimes is the starting shooting guard. We got Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, RJ, Randall, Mitch. You know, that's a quality starting lineup. And I think a lot of that lineup has to do with RJ's development in year number 4. It also has a lot to do with Julius Randle. Is Julius Randle the player he was 2 years ago, or is he the same player from last year? It also has a lot to do with how does Jalen Brunson unlock the players around him? Is he an actual quality point guard that helps out his team? Or do we overpay for him and he's not really the player that we thought he was? Is Mitchell Robinson going to stay healthy? Is he going to be the player that we all know that he could become in terms of dominating the paint, cleaning up the glass, second chance opportunities, catching the alley-oops, protecting the rim? Does Quentin Grimes have a breakout season in year number 2? Does Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin step up big time off the bench in year number 3? Right? There's a lot of things that people need to realize that you look at these players on the roster and don't just think they're going to be the same exact players from the year prior. It's called development. It's called RJ taking another step. It's called Grimes going into year number 2, taking a step. IQ, Obi having 2 seasons underneath their belt with Tom Thibodeau going into year number 3. They could both break out if given the opportunity, which I think they will be given that this season. So we have a lot of young players on this team that's getting better and better. Why not go out there, package some of those players that has a lot of trade value for Donovan Mitchell, bring him here with RJ, with Brunson, with Mitchell Robinson, and whoever is left on the roster, and then we're talking. Baby. Listen, it's not going to be easy to talk about this. It's not guaranteed we're going to get Donovan, but there's no doubt in my mind that the Knicks have to be aggressive. So I love to hear that news that the New York Knicks are not going to be trading RJ Barrett. because I'm sick of all that nonsense that people are talking, that RJ needs to be traded. No. So let's get into the poll. Let's see what the people in the chat have to say. All right. So 68% want to trade for Donovan Mitchell. 32% does not, out of 141 votes. Okay. So definitely people are leaning towards saying yes. Guys, if you want to leave your vote, it's in the live chat on the top of the chat. You can hit yes or no on if you want to trade for Donovan Mitchell so we can get what the people want. Guys, we have 53 likes with over 300 people tuning into the show. If you could do your boy a favor, smash that thumbs up button so we get to over 100 likes. If we can get as many Knicks fans in here as possible to talk about the hypothetical scenario of Donovan Mitchell coming home to New York City. All right, so I see some people negotiating saying that they don't want to trade for Donovan because what is he going to do? Is he really going to move the needle? Yeah, he's going to move the needle. This is a player that's 25 years old that is established all-star. Is he a superstar? No, I'm not going to put that on his resume yet, Donovan Mitchell. But he has shown the offensive ability to be clutch. He's a bucket. He's a playmaker. He's a 3-level scorer. He's a versatile weapon. He'll take the pressure off of everyone around him. In this league, you need star power, and the Knicks lack that. So adding a guy like Donovan is going to put the Knicks in that trajectory of the stars. He's an all-star. He's a player that's only going to benefit this Knicks club. So, listen, as a fan of the Knicks, as a fan of the Jets, as a fan of the Mets, I've always had this, perspective of my squads of building a sustainable franchise, not trying to do the quick fix, not trying to go all in to win this year, trying to build a sustainable winner and have a long-term outlook approach. Because I felt like a lot of my teams that I'm talking about had that approach, which is why all three of them have sucked throughout my entire life. Now, I'm not going to bore you with football and baseball talk, but the Jets are kind of switching it up with their new regime where they're not doing the quick fix. They're not just trying to win this season. They're committed to the young guys on the squad, and they're building for the long term. The New York Knicks are in a similar situation right now where they have the young talent, they have the ammunition, they have the young players on the roster, and they can afford trading for a star like Donovan Mitchell without setting the franchise back a couple years. Because we have 8 tradable first-round picks. That's ridiculous. Teams would be so lucky to have those type of capital. So this is the time to use it. It's not like we don't know when the next star is going to be available on the trade market. And like I said, it's not like Donovan Mitchell is actively wanting out of Utah, or it's not like the Utah Jazz are actively shopping him where they want him gone. The whole reality is the Utah Jazz are just simply picking up the phone, which they haven't done recently. And apparently the New York Knicks are the team that has all the assets that you would need to get Donovan to the New York Knicks. Now we see a report from Ian Begley's SNY that the New York Knicks have no interest in trading RJ. Albert with another $5 super chat. I appreciate you, Albert, big time. It's Leon versus Ainge. Leon doesn't get fleeced, and Ainge only fleeces his teams. I doubt it happens. Ainge does love draft picks, and the Knicks have all the draft picks that they would want. So if the Knicks want to be aggressive and they want to package a gigantic plethora of draft picks, and then all of a sudden the Utah Jazz become the Oklahoma City Thunder with the amount of draft picks that they have for the future, they could do that. They could easily do that. The Knicks have the ammunition, man. And maybe they do have to overpay. But the best thing about this situation is if the Knicks overpay for Donovan, in my opinion, we are set up to the point where it's not going to set this franchise back. It's not going to if we trade for Donovan without giving up RJ Barrett, that's only going to benefit this team right now and in the long run. We have a 25-year-old Donovan Mitchell and a 22-year-old RJ Barrett and a 26-year-old Jalen Brunson. That is pretty fire. 3 young guns. Yes. Yes, sir. So I have no idea the type of trade packages that the Utah Jazz are going to be wanting. So let's get into that. Everybody in the chat right now, give me a realistic trade package that you'd want the New York Knicks to offer. And I say realistic. I don't want you guys to say some nonsense that's definitely not going to happen. So let me know in the chat some trade scenarios that you guys think. Is there another SNY tweet? My guys in the chat tell me so. Let's see. Which SNY tweet are you referring to? There's another one? Teams monitoring the situation believe the Jazz are currently prioritizing draft picks in return for Mitchell. Okay, so that's a big one. So basically what this tells me is that the Jazz want picks in return. The Jazz want picks in return. And guess who has the draft picks? Guess who has every single draft pick you'd possibly want? Yeah, you guessed it right. It's that's our beloved New York Knicks, baby. Perfect. Here, I'm going to pull up this article right now. Let's read this article together by SNY's Ian Begley. Let's read the article together. All right. So, notes on... Here, let's get this going. All right. Notes on the Donovan Mitchell situation, including what Jazz want and Knicks' reluctance to trade RJ. The Nets also have interest in trading for Mitchell, but the fit could be complicated. A few notes on Donovan Mitchell, the Utah Jazz, and Knicks and the Nets. ESPN reported on Tuesday that the Jazz were listening to offers on Mitchell. As noted earlier this month, opposing teams were highly skeptical about Utah's original stance and believed the Jazz would entertain offers for Mitchell. Teams gauging the trade market for Mitchell say Utah currently seeks a return similar to the Rudy Gobert trade. The Jazz received 4 first-round picks and pick swap in the trade. They also received Walker Kessler, Minnesota's 2022 first-round pick. Utah got 4 other players in the deal, but 2 of those players are on expiring deals, and 2 of them are on friendly contracts. Also on the Mitchell front, teams monitoring the situation believe the Jazz currently are prioritizing draft picks. That is huge. That's huge because that's where the Knicks come in. New York can trade up to 8 of its first-round picks in a Mitchell trade. That gives the Knicks an edge over the Mitchell shooters like the Miami Heat. If Utah continues to prioritize draft picks, however, people in touch with the Knicks prior to the draft said the club was wary of trading the combination of picks and players that it would take to land a player like Mitchell. The thinking, according to people in touch with the club at the time, was that there wouldn't be enough left on the roster to field a contending team. I don't know definitely if the club's thinking has changed since noted this earlier in July, but I don't believe that has. For example, people in touch with the club recently said New York has no interest in trading RJ Barrett in any deal. Is Utah interested in Barrett? That's unknown. If the Jazz follow the Gobert plan in a trade, Utah would seek players on team-friendly contracts. Barrett is eligible for an extension. The deadline to agree to the extension is the day before the regular season. Both the Knicks and Barrett are optimistic about finding common grounds on an extension. If Utah acquired Barrett in a trade, the Jazz would have to negotiate an extension with Barrett or let him hit free agency in the summer of 23. Again, if the Jazz followed the path established with the Gobert trade, you think the Utah Jazz would be hesitant to take on long-term salary. Where would that leave the Knicks? D. Rose has a team option in 2023, so Utah's may consider that an expiring deal. Other Knicks veterans like Randall, Fournier, Robinson have multiple seasons left on their contracts. Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickley, Quentin Grimes, McBride, Reddish, Sims are all on their first contracts or team-friendly deals. Reddish will be a restricted free agent in 23. Toppin and Quickley will be restricted free agents in 24. Earlier in the free agency period, several teams monitoring the Mitchell situation saw the Heat as the favorite to land him via trade. But Brooklyn has interest in landing Mitchell as well. To acquire Mitchell via trade, the Nets would have to move Ben Simmons. Teams cannot trade for 2 players who have signed max rookie extensions. So, there is a big hurdle for the Nets to clear any acquisition. We don't care about Brooklyn. Blah, 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 blah. We don't care about Brooklyn. A few other things to note when talking about potential Mitch trade. Members of the Knicks organization have had concerns over the defensive backcourt of Brunson and Fournier. Do those same concerns exist for potential Mitchell and Brunson backcourt? Before the Knicks finalized their deal with Brunson, people in touch with the club were under the impression that they felt that the assets to acquire another player. Whether it's Mitchell now or another star down the road, New York certainly has a draft capital to make strong offers for stars on the market. Under then team president Danny Ainge, members of the Boston Celtics liked both Tyler Hero and Mitchell Robinson prior to their respective drafts. I have no idea how Ainge, now the top basketball executive in Utah, currently feels about Hero or Robinson. For those wondering, Robinson cannot be traded until December 15th on the 2022-23 season. There are several reports stating that Utah is willing to continue to retool with Mitchell on the roster. It's possible, but it's hard to see how the Jazz don't ultimately trade Mitchell now that their stance on listening to offers has become public. It's worth noting here that the Jazz waived or traded for, two of Mitchell's closest teammates, Royce O'Neal and Derek Pascal. And passing on hiring Johnny Bryant as head coach, Bryant, the Knicks' associate head coach, has a close relationship with Donovan Mitchell. So that is the article written by SNY's Ian Begley. Great stuff from Ian Begley as usual. So basically, this is what I took away from this article the most is, number one, the Knicks are not trading RJ Barrett. Number two, the Knicks definitely have interest in trading for RJ Barrett. Trading for Donovan Mitchell. Now, will they get it done? That's remained to be seen. This is where everything gets crazy, everybody. This is where everything gets crazy. Oh my gosh. Now, I don't know how fast it's going to start escalating in terms of when a move like this will be made, but it's obvious the Knicks are reluctant to trade RJ Barrett, and it's obvious that the Knicks want to get Donovan Mitchell. Now, what are the draft picks that they'll have to be acquired to get him? The good news is the Utah Jazz are interested in draft picks rather than players. And guess who has the draft picks in order to do that? That is your beloved New York Knicks with 8 draft picks. 8! The Knicks got 8 draft picks to trade. Everyone listen to my guy. We only have 4. We have 400 people tuning in with only 85 likes. Everybody, do me a favor. If you're enjoying the show and you have not hit that thumbs up button, do me a favor and hit that like button so we get as many Knicks fans and as many NBA fans in here as possible. Let's get to 100 likes if you guys are enjoying the show, please. And also, road to 10K subscribers is underway. We are very, very close to that huge milestone here on Knicks Media. So if you guys are new to the channel and you are not subscribed, please consider it. My name is Richie, and I post Knicks content, and I go live for any crazy Knicks content or Knicks news like this. And hit that notification bell so you get notified every time your boy drops a video or live stream about your beloved New York Knicks. I appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into the show, as always. Thank you, man. Trading for Mitchell right now wouldn't be smart, says Michael. Interesting. So, I do feel like a lot of people... Let's look at the poll. So now the poll has got up to 280 votes. We have 70% of the live chat says, yes, I want Donovan Mitchell. Don't tease for him. I want him. Anybody but RJ for Mitchell. Facts. If you're going to give up all that, do a sign and trade for Kyrie. No, thank you. As long as we don't trade RJ, I'm fine with it. We're not trading RJ, guys. We're not trading RJ. Let me put this on the screen in case anyone's worried about that. Knicks have no interest in trading RJ. What do you think if we give up 8 first-round picks for Don? If it takes 8 first-round picks to get Donovan Mitchell without giving up some of the young talent on our squad, like, can you just imagine we give up the 8 first-round picks and we only give up like a contract like Fournier or D Rose or even Randall, and then we keep Obi Toppin, we keep RJ Barrett, we keep Emmanuel Quickly, we keep Quentin Grimes, we keep Cam Reddish, and we just add Donovan Mitchell to that squad? Now, our draft capital's ruined for the future. But the best thing about that is we've drafted pretty well. Not perfect. The drafts haven't been perfect. But the past 4 to 5 seasons, what the Knicks have done in the draft is basically their entire team right now. They drafted Mitchell Robinson. They drafted RJ Barrett. They drafted Emmanuel Quickly. They drafted Obi Toppin. They drafted Quentin Grimes. They drafted Deuce McBride. They drafted Jericho Sims. You talk about building through the draft, the Knicks have been doing that. So if they're punting on those draft picks for the future for a star like Donovan Mitchell, it's not like we need to continuously draft players and develop them. We have the players on the roster now that we have to develop. Now, eight first-round picks is a lot. All right, that is definitely. Has anybody given up 8 first-rounders for a player? Sorry, my mic went muted on accident. But if the Knicks offer them that much draft picks, I feel like Danny Ainge will be hard to decline that. That's a lot. And also, all these draft picks that we have, they're protected. It's not like they're all going to become lottery picks or top 5 picks. So that's why it's like, all right, we build through the draft. We have the players on the roster to develop. Some of them are going to be bigger roles than others. Like RJ's obviously going to have a big-time role on this team for the future. And guys like, Grimes and Quickly and Obi, I would like them to start, but it seems like they're going to be more role players. So, I don't know, man. The Knicks just got to do what they got to do, man. This is a star-driven league. There's a star available. You got to be aggressive. You got to be aggressive, man. You just got to do it. You just got to do it, man. No fake news in the chat, please. Any fake news in the chat will be forced in a timeout. Oh my goodness. All I want is Donovan Mitchell on the Knicks with RJ Barrett. I mean, just Bobby Mark says the recent signings of Brunson and Robinson show that the New York Knicks is focused on the salary cap increasing in future years. Each contract starts high and then decreases in salary each season. Yeah, we already knew that. I mean, look at these two together, bro. You're telling me you don't want that? You're telling me you don't want that? If you trade for Mitchell, you have to trade IQ. And that pains me. But that is true. Listen, I love the kids on the roster. I love Quickly. I have a Quickly jersey. I love Obi. I have an Obi jersey. But if it means we have to give up one of those 2 players, if not both, for a player like Donovan, who is an established star in this league, we might have to do it. It hurts. It really does. I love those players. I love them. But at the end of the day, we can't let our Knick fandom get ahead of the realization that the Knicks have to get stars here. I would love to keep IQ the most outside of RJ. And if the Knicks trade Obi, then who's the backup power forward? That's what I want to know. If the Knicks trade away Randall or Obi, who's going to be our backup power forward? Perfect. Oh, my God. This is going to be a crazy couple of days because I think this is how it's going to go. There's going to be more rumors, more things coming out. The Knicks are interested, this, and that. It's either Donovan just stays put in Utah, no trade goes, and he stays with them this season, or he gets traded to the Heat or another team, similarly to the DeJounte Murray situation where the Knicks were in on it, but then he gets traded elsewhere, and the Knicks fans are upset. Or the Knicks trade for Donovan. We go into this season with a new star. Sims cannot play power forward. We need somebody that can space the floor at the 4 spot. You're saying you want Jericho Sims and Mitchell Robinson on the court together, the Twin Towers. Now that would be sick in terms of athleticism and rim protection and alley-oops. but I don't see Jericho being a 4. I mean, he is, he is like what, 6'9", 6'10", but his body frame, his shoulders are like not power forward like. Oh god. Fournier, Randall, 3 firsts and 2 seconds for Mitchell. Now, I think it's going to cost a little more than that. Now, I would do this trade immediately, but it's probably going to cost Fournier, Randall, and then a young player like either Cam Reddish or Grimes or Quickly, and maybe even more firsts. Richie, I hope we shouldn't give all of our 8 first-round picks. Yeah, Corey, listen, it's not guaranteed the Knicks are going to give up all 8 picks, but all that's saying this report is that we have 8 picks available. Like, other teams don't even have 4 first-round picks available to trade. So the Knicks are the front runners for a reason. What up, Fugazi? Welcome back, brother. Knicks must keep RJ, Obi, and Mitch. Yes. Fournier, Reddish, McBride, Grimes, and 6 firsts. Ooh, that's a... Could this get it done? What do you guys think of this package? That's a big package. If the Knicks offer this, I'll be shocked if the Jazz decline it, to be honest. I mean, you're getting a player, Evan Fournier, who is on a 2-year contract, who's getting paid around $18 million, who just broke the Knicks franchise record of threes. You're getting a player of Cam Reddish who's on an expiring contract, and you're getting 2 players on rookie deals in McBride and Grimes and 6 first-round picks. That's a lot. Is this too much, or is this the right price? Because think of this, guys. We're keeping RJ, we're keeping Obi, we're keeping Quickly, and we're keeping Randall. So if we did this, right, let's play with this hypothetical trade from Amazing Guy. Starting lineup goes like this. Brunson, Mitchell, RJ, Randall, Mitch. Off the bench, D-Rose, Quickly. Who was at the 3? We give up on Grimes and Reddish. Who am I thinking of? Who am I missing? I guess we kind of don't really have a backup at the 3 in this scenario. Obi at the 4 and Hartenstein at the 5. Trevor Keels? I don't know. Sign Melo to be the backup 3. Hey, sign me up for that. Listen, it is a lot. It is a lot. But guys, Donovan Mitchell is gonna. It's not like the Jazz gonna give him up for pennies. You got to give up some stuff in order to bring in the right players. And Donovan Mitchell has a lot of value. Ferran Hunt off the bench. Listen, so the New York Knicks have put themselves in a situation to be able to afford a star player when it becomes available. They have 8 first-round picks. Now, I don't want them to give up all 8. I don't want them to trade all the picks. But the reason why you acquire these draft picks and why Leon Rose traded back from the draft last season, why Leon Rose traded out of the draft this season, it's to be able to have the ammunition to afford for a trade like this. Don't look at these draft picks as just rookies that we're going to draft in the NBA draft in the next couple of seasons. This is ammo. This is assets to acquire a star. This is a star-driven league. I am the biggest advocate of building through the draft and building a team organically more than anyone. But when it comes to having the ammo that they have, this is where you become aggressive. It's not like we're talking about the Knicks having 3 first-round picks and then trading all 3 of them and then we're done. So, I don't know. That's where I draw the line. It's like, does Leon Rose really want to give up his entire team that he's assembled here for Mitchell? Does Mitchell move the needle that much? Oh my God, this is going to be a crazy couple of weeks, guys. Everyone take deep breaths. Everything's going to be okay. Let's get a realistic trade. Quickly, Obi, Cam Fournier, 5 first-round picks, pick swap for Mitchell and Pat Bev. Quickly and Obi? No. Not Quickly and Obi. Those are my guys. But that's the reality, guys. If you want Donovan, you got to give up some players that you love. This is a little bit of an overpay, but Patrick Beverley coming here, that would suck for Pat Bev. He just got traded twice. I don't know. I don't really see this happening. We have to give up RJ for sure. Most teams going to dig for him, and Grimes and Reddish and Fournier gets added for salary match. They trade 4 draft picks with the package. It's enough for anything. Hey, man, sorry to break this to you, bro, but the Knicks have no interest in trading RJ. It's the fact. Only the Knicks don't have any interest. We have grown up in that front office, and thank God for that. Yes, sir. You can't trade away Grimes. I agree. I don't want to trade away Grimes, but he is a valuable asset, man. RJ is untouchable for sure. I die before we trade RJ. Facts. RJ is the face of the franchise. Facts. I'm not giving up on RJ or Obi. Anyone else can be replaced. I'd prefer to not give up RJ, Obi, and IQ. Those are the 3 guys I would prefer to keep. What up, Caden? I'm doing well. How about you, buddy? Doing well, man. They're building around RJ. Yes, sir. Yes, they are. There's no rush for an extension. The deadline for an extension is not till October. And in that report, I'll pull it up right here. In this report, let's go back to it. Hold the phone, everyone. Where is it? Where was it? Hold on, there's something about RJ. I can't see where it was, but here it is. Barrett is eligible for an extension. The deadline to agree to the extension is a day before the regular season. Both the Knicks and Barrett are optimistic about finding common ground on an extension. Therefore, RJ ain't going nowhere, and he's going to be here long term, baby, as he should. Cam staying, him and RJ playing together. Yes, please. I'd like him and have no problem giving up picks along with Fournier, but I don't know about trading away anyone else. We have a nice young group. We do have a nice young group. Fugazi with the $4.99 donation. Thank you so much, brother. 4 firsts, Cam, Randall, Fournier, IQ will probably be it, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot, man. You're giving up. I mean, I feel like Randall should have a little more trade value than I don't know. I mean, Randall, statistically, he's not a bad player, but Knicks fans are grown accustomed to not liking him in terms of his mindset and energy. But I feel like Randall should have some trade value, bro. It's not like he's a bum. What do you guys think of this trade package? 4 first-round picks, Cam Reddish, Julius Fournier, and Emmanuel Quickly. Let me know in the chat your thoughts of this potential. I'd prefer to take out IQ as well, Stay. Yes. I appreciate the donation, my man. Big time. Take out IQ. We need Fournier. Only our consistent shooter with Brunson, Mitchell, and RJ, they are all downhill players. They need a shooter to pass it out to. I agree. I think Fournier is a little underrated with this Knicks team. The only thing that, is a problem with Fournier is his defense. But I really think he makes up with it with his offense. We need shooting. In today's league, you need to be able to shoot the ball. And Evan Fournier had the most three-pointers made in the entire NBA from January 1st and beyond. So I know that Evan Fournier is a guy that a lot of Knicks fans want to get rid of simply because it opens up playing opportunities for the young guys. But Fournier is no bum. Fournier is a player that if he's involved with the trade to get Donovan, I'd be doing it. But at the same time, I don't know. Oh my God. All I want is Donovan. Is it too much? What about Fournier, Reddish, Grimes, McBride for first round picks? Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a so hard. Like, I want Donovan Mitchell, but I don't want to give up on Cam Reddish. I don't want to give up on Quentin Grimes. I don't want to give up on Deuce. But you got to give up stuff to get stuff in this world. It's true. Very, very true. I saw a comment that I wanted to... Oh, Joe Douglas would get it done for a 2027 second-round pick. He would. Too bad he doesn't run the Knicks. Cam Reddish is injury-prone. Yeah, I mean, he didn't really get to play this year. He got hurt for the season. It's true. Fournier don't implement defense. Coach Tibbs would gladly get rid of him. Yeah, I think this is a big... There's a big chance that Fournier comes off the bench this year if he's not traded for this exact reason. Everyone on the table but RJ. Sorry, Grimes. It's true, and it's nothing against the players on the team. It's just there's nothing against them. It's just the only thing that can get the deal done because they're valuable, good players. Apparently, the Jazz don't want RJ. Good. They only want expiring deals, and they don't want to pay for RJ's extension. Good. So yeah. Yes, sir. That's all I'll say. Once we sign a star like Mitchell, RJ is no longer face of the franchise. Everything changes at the blockbuster trade visions and play styles. I'm hoping we can keep RJ. However, I won't be surprised. Hey, man, the face of the franchise, I think RJ is always going to have that no matter what star comes, simply because Knicks fans are going to know that RJ Barrett is the player that we developed. He's the player that we drafted. He's the player that we homegrown. He's a player that was, raised as a New York Knick. So, well, if Donovan comes here, he's definitely going to steal the headlines. He's definitely going to be the best player on the roster. But it's not going to take anything away from RJ's development, in my opinion. It's only going to benefit. RJ may be better off his second option. Yeah, I agree. It's only going to help him out. Cap, Randall is better. Yeah, hype off one good RJ season. Listen, I'm like one of the only Knicks fans I've seen that actually defends Julius Randle and actually supports Julius Randle and actually roots for Julius Randle this season. Everywhere else I see, which is okay, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I'm not saying you have to think this way or that way, but don't get it twisted. I'm a Randle guy. I think Randle can have a bounce-back season this year, big time. Relax, we drafted RJ. He's ours. Facts, let him know. RJ is the face. Yes, sir. What's the point of signing Brunson if we trade for Mitchell? What do you mean? That's the more talent, the better. You got to have multiple playmakers in this league. You have to have multiple primary ball handlers. You have to have multiple players that can handle the rock, because then it creates dysfunction on the defense for the opposite side of the ball. If we have Brunson, Donovan, and RJ, then the defense is always going to be on their toes. Which player do we double team? You double team Brunson, it frees up Mitchell. You double team Donovan, it frees up RJ. You see these teams around the league. They're, the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins. There's a lot of teams around the league that has multiple playmakers, multiple guys that can handle the ball and do good things. So there's nothing wrong with having both Brunson and Mitch, in my opinion. Obviously, I know that Donovan Mitchell and Brunson, they're both 6'1". They're not the biggest guards. They're not the traditional, backcourt. But I feel like their offensive repertoire is going to be really exciting, and it's going to be something great. And I feel like this system is going to benefit those players and help them out defensively as well, even though they're not great. Check SNY again. Better be juicy. What's SNY tweeting about now? Hold on, everyone. I don't see anything. I already talked about that. All I see is the Mets are beating the Braves, and that's all I really care about right now at this moment. Oh my God, guys, we have over 500 people tuning into the stream right now. If you guys could do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. We got so much Knicks content coming your way and so much stuff happening on today's live stream. If we can get to 200 likes, that will be greatly appreciated. So guys, hit that thumbs up button. Let's get to 200 likes. Let's do it. Oh my God, this is going to be a crazy couple of days. So, the poll now has 522 votes, and we have 70% of you guys saying yes. Oh my God. Oh my God, we're 10 likes away from 200. Guys, should we open this up to some live callers? Who would be interested to come in and talk some ball with me? Let me know. Oh. All right, baby. We hit 200 likes. You guys are phenomenal. You guys are amazing. Now let's go to Twitter and see if there's any other news we could talk about regarding this stuff. Everyone's talking about the news that RJ's going nowhere. That's what I want to see. I love this report where it's like executives around the league believe RJ Barrett has more trade value than Tyler Hero by a wide margin. Yeah, no shit. Like we didn't know that already. That's funny. If the Knicks want, they could trade for Mitchell and this very second. Yeah, very true. Bringing in Mitchell can open the door for superstar level players to come and play for the Knicks. Yes, Max. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. This is why I want the Knicks to bring him in desperately. I love how we're not even talking about the Knicks Summer League. Because now we're all caught in this trade stuff, which there's nothing wrong with. We already building superstars. You already know, baby. RJ at 22 has way more upside. He'll be 23-7 guy all day long. Dude, you don't have to push the RJ Barrett propaganda on me, brother. I'm one of the biggest RJ fans here. Not saying I'm a bigger RJ fan than anyone. I'm just saying I've wanted RJ Barrett since his Duke days, and I've been a fan of him since his high school days, and I'm a fan of him on the Knicks. If they want RJ, we hang up the phone. Simple. Facts. I don't care how many draft picks Utah wants. As long as Knicks don't trade RJ Barrett for Mitchell, we'll be good. Facts. The Knicks have to lose bad this year so that Leon Rose can get fired. Sam Presti should run the Knicks. Hey, man, Leon Rose hasn't done a perfect job here, but you cannot fault him for having an actual vision in acquiring draft capital in order to have the ammunition required to acquire a star like this. Without Leon Rose's moves, we would not be in the conversation for trading for Donovan Mitchell because we would not have anything close to the assets that we have. So Leon Rose deserves some credit here. He doesn't deserve to be praised at all, but he still deserves some benefit of the doubt, in my opinion. He deserves praise if he gets this job, if he gets this deal done. But doesn't deserve praise yet. If the Knicks cannot trade Randall as usual, then 4 or 5 firsts. And what's the price? Utah already got 5 players from Timberwolves, though. Yeah, man. What's his contract? I think he has 4 years of control left on his contract. Kelvin's in the chat. Yo, Richie, I say no more trades. Let it run and see what we have, then bring in someone during the trade deadline. What up, Kelvin? Hope you're doing well, my man. Listen, I know how you think. I love the kids. I love the players on the roster. But it is rare that a star like this, who has so much connections to New York, becomes available. Like, this isn't just a normal star. This is a player that is from New York. He is a diehard New York Mets fan. I know that doesn't really care to people like non-baseball fans or Yankees fans, but that should give you some type of connection that he really loves this city. He's not just like a casual Mets fan. Like, if you guys follow Donovan on Twitter, he's tweeting about every Mets game. He's going to every Mets game. He is trains in New York. I mean, the ties of New York to the Knicks is serious. The Mets and the Knicks, same color scheme. Like, come on. Let's get Mitch back home to where he belongs. I mean, look at him and RJ right there. I can't stop looking at this photo of them two. If the Knicks cannot trade Randall as usual, then 4 or 5 picks. What's the price? Utah already got 5 players. You know, we have 8 tradable firsts, so it's a matter of how many draft picks they're willing to sacrifice. Yo, imagine Knicks getting Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, bro, I've been doing that for an hour now. Richie, what would your reaction when you see Woj bomb Mitchell to the Knicks? Woo! You don't want to see him. My reaction, I don't know. I can't reenact that reaction because it's fake. I need that reaction to be real. Hopefully that happens, and you guys can see my live reaction. Because if that does happen, I'll be going live immediately or making a video immediately, so you'll see my reaction. But I just really hope this happens because we went through this with DeJounte Murray for a little bit, and then he gets traded to the Hawks. What about Randall, Toppin, and Grimes and 4 firsts, and let's Reddish start at the 4, and we sign Melo as the backup? I don't think giving up Randall and Toppin would be smart. I think it's one or the other, in my opinion. Check Ian Begley. I think that's the same article that we already read. Yeah, that Ian Begley tweet is the same article as this one that we all read. But I appreciate you letting me know. Appreciate you letting me know. What if we got DeJounte Murray and Spida? Sheesh, we got to keep RJ. That would be my dream. Hey, man, DeJounte, have fun in Atlanta. I don't want the Knicks gutting a whole squad like Melo trade because Ainge like fleecing teams. That's why we got to keep RJ in that deal. If we keep RJ Barrett, we can get Donovan Mitchell without gutting our roster, then that's where you can really build around him still. Quickly ain't going nowhere. I hope so. Perfect. BW says the deal should be Fournier, Grimes, Cam Reddish, and 4 first-round picks. Yeah. Love Quentin Grimes. Love Cam Reddish. But, like, I don't know, bro. It's just so hard to talk about these hypothetical trades because I love this player, but I want him gone. Damn. Why not Shy, bro? He's probably cheaper. I mean, he's not. There's no buzz around him, you know? Like, there's no Oklahoma City trying to trade him away like there is with Utah. That's why he's not available. If he's available, the Knicks definitely got to be pursuing him, but he's not available. Feliciano with a $2 super chat. McBride, Fournier, Mitch, maybe Brunson for Spida. Brunson's not going to be included in the trade, and neither is Mitch, to be honest. McBride and Fournier, yes, but I don't know, man. Feliciano, I appreciate the donation, brother. Can we include Tibbs in the package? You can't. Rich, funny thing is, if we give the Jazz 6 firsts, we would still own the rights to 5 first-round picks over the next 5 years. Facts. That's what I'm trying to say. We have so much ammunition to be able to trade a lot of the draft picks and still have picks to build through the draft organically. That's why this feels way too good to be true. It feels like, oh my God, make it happen. Oh my gosh. So Twitter's dying. There's a lot of stuff on Twitter coming out, but there's nothing that's, a cool tweet that Bobby Marks talked about that's nothing to do with Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell, but I definitely want to talk about it because it's a great stuff to hear about the contracts of Brunson and Mitchell Robinson. The recent signings of Jalen Brunson and Mitchell Robinson show that New York is focused on the salary cap increasing in future years. Each contract starts high and decreases in salary each season. Brunson is at $27.7 mil this year, while Robinson's at $17 mil this year. So what that means is that the New York Knicks are paying a lot of money for Brunson and Mitchell Robinson this season, but it's going to decrease in value as the season goes on to maintain more cap flexibility for the future. That's great stuff. I absolutely love that from the New York Knicks. They have their eyes set on the long term instead of just, doing the opposite. Hit the like, everyone. Thank you, Steelers Knicks fan 757. I appreciate you tuning in and supporting the channel as always. Perfect. I want to see Spider bang on Trae Young. Now, this is the best comment of it all. Bro, it's going to be like Francisco Lindor coming to New York and going crazy. I like it. Not a Mets fan, by the way. I want it to happen so bad. D-Rose, Sims, and 1 first. We fleeced them. Yeah, that's a perfect world, right? Not happening. Melo might come back, so maybe Randall or Toppin could be on the move. Yeah, maybe. How realistic is this to happen? Listen, the Knicks are kind of the only team that have the draft capital in order to afford Donovan Mitchell. So it's not that realistic to happen for this main reason is that it's not like the Jazz are openly trying to trade him away. It's not like Donovan Mitchell's trying to get traded away. Like, for example, Kevin Durant, he asked for a trade. He wants out of Brooklyn. So the Brooklyn Nets kind of have to move on from him. Otherwise, he's just not going to play. That's getting ugly. But the Utah Jazz right now, they're not sitting there thinking like, oh, we have to trade Donovan Mitchell before the season. And Donovan Mitchell's not like, yo, I need out of here. It's kind of like the Utah Jazz are now open to listening to offers. And the only way that the Jazz trade away Donovan Mitchell is if they get blown away by an offer. And the Knicks have the ammunition to do just that. So I don't know if that's what's going to move the needle or not. But it's the reality of things. Oh, God. This is going to be fun. Zach says, ever since I've been a Knicks fan, I've always said that Knicks need a star. I loved how we built through the draft, but we still need that significant star. This is the opportunity. Yes, Zach, we both align. You want to build through the draft organically. You want to develop your roster through the draft. But at the end of the day, if you have the ammunition that we have with 8 tradable first-round picks, and there's a star that's available that has a lot of ties to New York, you get it done. Get it done. Danny Ainge, he's a guy that likes to fleece other teams. I think he's destined to get fleeced, okay? He's destined to become the one that's fleeced by Leon Savage Rose. Nah, I'm just kidding. There's no way the Knicks are going to fleece Danny Ainge. The Knicks are going to have to overpay for Donovan. And hey, you got to overpay for him, you pay the price. But I think Donovan's worth that. I do. Oh, man. As long as RJ stays, I'll do it. Hey, don't worry, man. I'll put it up on the screen for anybody that missed this report. According to SNY's Ian Begley, who is one of the most reliable Knicks sources you can get, the Knicks have no interest in trading RJ. None. So don't worry. If the Knicks got to give up their first-round picks for Donovan plus a couple expiring contracts, then they'll get it done. He loves picks. Danny Ainge loves his picks. And guess what? We have all the picks he wants. We have all the picks Danny Ainge can dream of. We can gift you with the picks if you give us Spider. We'd take really good care of Spider, baby. I don't know, man. This is just a very unique opportunity that the Knicks got to pounce on, in my opinion. Listen, we can't sit here and just expect this to happen. It's very likely that Donovan stays with Utah. It's likely that another team comes out of nowhere and blows an offer out of the water that the Knicks are not matched, and he goes elsewhere. So it's not guaranteed that the Knicks are going to be getting Donovan Mitchell. But in this stream, I'm giving you guys all the hypothetical scenarios, and I love talking to you guys about this stuff because the Knicks have what it takes to bring him in, man. They really do. They really, really do. And it's driving me crazy because I want him bad. I want him bad. So, guys, we have 237 likes with 470 people tuning in. If you guys did not hit that like button, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button for your boy if you're enjoying this live stream. I'm having a lot of fun talking about these reports and talking about all the rumors and talking about the hypothetical trade scenarios. So if you guys are enjoying the content, you can show support on the channel by just simply hitting that thumbs up button. And if you're not already subscribed to Knicks Media, I am inching close to that 10,000 subscriber goal. So if you want to help me out and get to that, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, baby. We're growing rapidly here on Knicks Media, and it wouldn't be possible without all the support from you guys in the chat, you guys in the comments, you guys with the like buttons. It really does mean a lot that you guys continuously show support and you care about my takes on the New York Knicks, even if you don't agree with my takes. That's part of this stuff. You're not supposed to agree with everything I have to say. I hope at least you agree with something. Right? I try to be even. I try to give you guys my thoughts on both sides. Thoughts on the Bozos Heat thinking they can get... That's funny. Listen, the Miami Heat have 2 tradable first-round picks. Danny Ainge is not going to want 2. He got 4 for Rudy Gobert. So I don't think Miami's going to get Donovan. That's how I feel. I mean, anything can happen. Pat Riley can do something crazy, but if the Knicks succeed in the trade, 58-24, second seed in the East. Joel coming with the bold takes. What's your projected trade package for Spida? 5 first-round picks, Evan Fournier, Quentin Grimes, and Deuce. And that's nothing against Quentin Grimes. I absolutely love him, but he's got value. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's so hard to keep thinking about these trade scenarios because I know some of them are unrealistic, some of them are realistic, some's an overpay, some's an underpay. I don't want to bring up any of the young players in a trade because I want to keep them all, but at the same time, I want to get Donovan, so it's really hard. I have faith that Brunson and Spido will fully buy in on defense and improve defensively. Plus, RJ is coming off a great on-ball defender, and we got Mitch. He's going to earn his money. Love this take. Does he want to come to New York? He's born and raised in New York. I don't see why he wouldn't want to. Why are we still looking for Gobble on the trade market? And you're the Knicks that has all the ammunition to get him here. You got to be aggressive and figure out. Bring him in. It's that simple, man. Like, Donovan Mitchell is a walking bucket. Like, he's a guy that can do a lot for this team if we bring him in, bro. So much that I can't even comprehend. Mitchell is a great player, but his defense is suspect. If we get him, Robinson will be in foul trouble often. Now, yeah, this is definitely something that we need to talk about. The defensive stuff is definitely a liability, but I feel like he makes up for it on the offense. 90% of the people in the comments have not watched a single Donovan Mitchell game. This guy's calling out the chat. I would only give up Randall and Fournier in 3 firsts, and that's it. If the Jazz bites, great. If not, let him go to the Miami Heat. I do not want him to go to the Miami Heat, bro. Oh, that would suck. That would suck. Sound is breaking up. The audio doing okay, guys? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Yo, yo, yo. Can you guys hear me? You guys hear your boy? My apologies if you can't hear me. Hopefully everything's all right. I'm good now. All right, cool. My apologies for the technical difficulties. All right, let's just rock out real quick. Let's just forget about this stuff. Come on, baby. Oh, Zach with a $10 super chat. My boy Zach, I appreciate this donation big time. All right, let's turn off the music now. I just want to rock out for a couple minutes while the lag starts to I'm sounding a little laggy to you guys. I don't like that. Zach says, I think the most realistic package for Mitchell is Randall, Fournier, Grimes, Cam, and 4 firsts. They're going to ask for a ton, but likely we have a ton. Luckily, we have a ton. Donovan's my favorite player. I love the vids, Richie. Thank you so much for this generous $10 super chat, Zach. Really does mean a lot to the channel, my man. Appreciate you big time. And I agree with this, bro. I do. If it's Randall, Fournier, Grimes, and Cam and 4 first-round picks, and that's what happens, I won't be upset. We have Donovan Mitchell on the Knicks with RJ Barrett, with Obi Toppin, with Emmanuel Quickly, with Derrick Rose, with Jalen Brunson, with Mitchell Robinson, with Isaiah Hartenstein, with Jericho Sims. Yes. Yes, sir. Zach, I do appreciate the $10 super chat, though. It really does mean a lot to the channel. It goes a long way. Someone just said I look like Chet Holmgren. Do I? I'm not that tall and lanky. Are you saying I'm like mad skinny? Like, what about me looks like him? Is it the face? Do I look like Chet? I never got that before. That's funny. Appreciate you big time, Zach. We don't need another offensive guard. We need more facilitator defensive guard. Yeah, we need something. That's for sure. Hey, yo, Richie, didn't you know you did Knicks too? Hell yeah, brother. I'm all over YouTube. I cover my Jets. I cover my Mets. I cover my Knicks. I'm assuming you know me from my Jets media channel. That's my favorite thing, when people that are like Jets fans and then they're also Knicks fans and they don't know I do both. And then all of a sudden they like click on my video and they're like, oh, wait, I thought you're the Jets YouTuber. And they're like, yep, I do both. So welcome to my Knicks channel, my man. And for those guys that don't know, I know that there's some Giants fans in here and there's probably some non-NFL fans or even some NFL fans that are neither Jets or Giants or other teams. But I also have a Jets channel, which is actually bigger than my Knicks channel. And I post everything about the Jets over there. And sorry for any Giants fans listening or any non-Jets fans, but I just thought in case there was any other Jets fans in here that are not familiar that I have a whole Jets channel. That's the logo for it. Jets Media, just like Knicks Media. Those are the two stickers. Just in case you guys are interested. Go check it out, Jets Media. If you're a Giants fan, good luck to you Giants this year. No hard feelings. I'm not expecting you to check out my channel. Why Jets? Same reason why I love the Knicks and the Mets. I grew up on those three. Those are my squads since I was born. Since I was born. All right, so we sit and we wait for some type of big time moves to happen, man. So this is a pretty fun live stream, not gonna lie. Yep, I'm subscribed to the Jets and Knicks. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. We got a Giants, Knicks, Rangers, Yanks. Giants and Knicks. Is there any Jets fans in here? Or only Giants fans? Richie, thank you for giving more Knicks understanding to feel more better about the future. Love you, bro. I love you too, man. I appreciate the support and the love. Without all the constant positive energy coming my way from you guys fuel me, man. You guys fuel me. Hey, we got Juan. Let's go, Jets. Giants, Knicks, Mets. Let's go, Mets, bro. Let's go, Mets. Hey, let's go, Jets. Let's go, Jets, baby. Giants, Knicks, Yanks. Let's go, Knicks, David. Right? Hey, everyone here, we're all Knicks fans, baby. It's okay if we don't like the same teams outside of that. But let's go Knicks, right? Let's go Knicks. So, guys, I'm going to open this up to a quick Jets Q&A. I just said Jets. Now you guys make me feel like I'm live on my Jets channel. Cool story, though, about what I'm doing tonight. I'm actually going to be with Jeremy Ruckert, the New York Jets rookie, at a meet and greet on Long Island. If you guys are from Long Island, you want to go, it's at this place called The Main Event in Farmingdale. It's going to be me and Matt O'Leary, and it's hosted by Jets Lounge, and we're going to be chilling with Jeremy Ruckert for a signed meet and greet. So just in case, if you guys are interested, any Jets fans that want to come out to Farmingdale, Long Island, New York, and meet Jeremy Ruckert and hang out with me, I'll be live there as well on Matt O'Leary's channel. Come through. If you want any more details on that, let me know. Just thought any football fans would be interested to know that. I love your content regardless. Thank you, brother. We're all Knicks fans here. It's okay. Giants, Knicks, Yankees. I'm loving what the Jets and Mets are doing as of late. Me too. Me too. Oh, gosh, man. We got to... Mitchell was good at D's rookie year. People forget. According to Rack with the $2 super chat, he says that Donovan Mitchell was good defensively as a rookie. People are forgetting about that. What do people got to say about that? I appreciate the donation, Rack. Zach, I'm curious about this. What made him an a-hole? Because I actually met Ruckert already at a meet and greet on Long Island, and I kind of know where you're coming from. But I'm curious, why was he an a-hole? Did you know him personally? Did you go to school with him? John with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, John. I appreciate you, man. Giants, Knicks, Yankees, and Rangers here. But we have two more. We have to move Randall. He is not going to be a good complement to Brunson and Mitchell, in my opinion. Ball dominant 4 with ball dominant Brunson and Mitch Rose. Dave's greater than Salah. Oh, he threw in a Giants versus Jets take at the end. I see you, John. I see you, John. No, I appreciate the donation, my man. It means a lot to the channel. And yeah, I think Julius Randle's name is definitely going to be involved in that trade scenario for Donovan. We don't know if Utah is going to be interested in trading him or not, but it's definitely obvious that we'll see if that's the case. But I feel like the Knicks are going to have to make a big-time decision. And I couldn't agree more with you, John, on this, outside of the your last take there. Now, I appreciate you, John. $10 super chat means a lot, brother. Let's go Knicks, am I right? Xbox Homie, who is a great member of the channel. The other thing nobody's talking about is what multi-team trade scenarios are in play. The Heat have 4 proven guards they can include in any trade that arguably can look better than Foreign, IQ, and Grimes. Yeah, I mean, the Heat are definitely an opportunity. They can get them, no doubt. There's no doubt that the Knicks and the Heat are going to be all in on Donovan. Interesting, Zach. Interesting to know. Kelvin says, Richie, I feel like the Knicks and our fans tend to overthink things and end up making or wanting to make irrational trades that never benefit the Knicks. It's time to try other things. Stop the bleeding. Yeah, Kelvin, I know where you're coming from, my man. The Knicks fan base are ready to go all in for the star. And I just feel like where the Knicks are at right now with the draft picks that we have, we do have the ammunition to get a trade done without sacrificing a lot of the young talent on the roster right now, if that makes sense. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up the stream right now. I got to get going because I have to go get prepared for the Jets event tonight to meet with Jeremy Ruckert. But stay tuned. Any other Donovan Mitchell news, any other reports that come out regarding that, you already know that I'll be making a video or going live here on this channel. So if you guys are not subscribed, or if you're not hit that notification bell so you get notified every time your boy makes a video, make sure you do that so you don't miss any of the content here on Knicks Media. If you guys can help me out to get the 300 likes before the stream is over, that would be pretty sick. We have 278 likes with 370 people watching right now. So if you guys can do me a favor and you did not already, hit that thumbs up button. We can get the 300 likes before the stream is all wrapped up. We got a donation to get to before we wrap up the stream. Knicks will be 2026 NBA champs. I love that name. Will the big three of RJ, Brunson, and Mitchell be enough to beat Atlanta, Milwaukee, Miami, or Boston? Let's be honest. I don't know, man. But we all know that the Knicks 2 years ago on paper did not look that good, and they were the 4th seed. So if the Knicks are well coached, if they buy into the system, and they know how to play together as a unit, they can beat anybody, in my opinion. Not saying that they're that good on paper, but I think that those 3 guys, they could beat Atlanta. Now, when it comes to those other 3 teams, I don't know if they'll be able to beat them in the playoff series, but I think they could beat them once or twice in the regular season. But there's no doubt Milwaukee, Miami, or Boston are definitely better teams. They're better coached, and I don't know. But I do appreciate this donation, my man. All right, guys. Jamie, keep it going, man. Always loving the content for us Knicks here in the United Kingdom. You the man. Jamie, you the man. I appreciate that, brother. Appreciate you supporting Knicks Media all the way from UK. That's awesome. Mitchell will attract another star player. Yes, 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 and yes. Kelvin, great stream, Richie. Knickologist at work. You already know the vibes, Kelvin. I appreciate you, brother. Hope all's well by you. Hope the family's good. Hope everything is good by you, Kelvin. Appreciate all your support as always. Alrighty, guys. We're going to wrap up the stream here. Again, guys, I appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for more Knicks content here on the channel. If there's any other news that's going to be happening, regardless of what's going on, I'll let you guys know. Oh, my gosh. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a lot of fun to see this whole situation pan out, man. Great job. Thank you, White Falcon. Not a solid fan, but your Jets look promising. Thanks, John. To get Mitchell, you would have to give up RJ. No good. No, that's not the case, Woody. To finish off the stream, I'll leave with this. Knicks have no interest in trading RJ Barrett. That man's going nowhere. All right, guys, I'm signing out. Peace out. And I love you all. Let's go Knicks. Let's go get Donovan Mitchell, baby.